But the basic is the literal rule, where the law is literally clear. Don't add anything to it. And the law says you must have 2/3 of, this 2/3, 25% of 2/3 is and means conjunction, and means plus, and means including, and means together with. And they now raise the argument that what if WAEC said, the university said you must get English and maths before you are admitted to read medicine, and you now get 8 other credits, 10 credits, but you lack English, you lack medicine. Would they admit you? The answer is no. So if that's what the law says, that can be decided by the tribunal. It doesn't need 180 days. You can call the lawyers because the result for FCT is on the table. INEC has the certified result. It's online. If this party did not make 25%, come, all councils, come and address us. The tribunal can invite the parties, come and address us one day or 2 hours. Does this lack of 25%, is it fatal or it's not? And after addressing, the tribunal can adjourn to the next day and give its decision and even tell you that I will give you reason later. That's what section 285 sub 8 empowers them to do. Now, if that fails and does not disqualify the APC candidate, you can go to the next one, which is the grounds of the opposition under section 115 of the Electoral Act, which forbids double nomination. Section 115D specifically forbids a candidate from taking nomination forms and filling nomination forms for 2 elective positions. It even went further to criminalize that misadventure in section 115 subsection K, 1K, by saying that the person will even be sentenced to 2 years imprisonment if you are found to have filled 2 nominations. Now, the opposition parties allege that the vice presidential candidate of the APC filled 2 nomination forms for both Senate and vice president. Now, they are saying that that is fatal, considering the clear, unambiguous provisions of section 115 of the Electoral Act. The matter is before the court, so we cannot conclude that this person is right or that person is right. But it is something that the tribunal can ventilate and deal with in 1 day. Address me for 2 hours. The forms are there. Certified true copies can be procured from INEC. Address us that by law, should this candidate be disqualified? Because if the vice president is disqualified, automatically it will affect the presidential candidate, like what happened in Bayelsa, where the deputy governorship candidate was disqualified for incongruities and issues of forgery. Automatically, that was what affected Leon, who was the APC governorship candidate, who was already conducting his parade for swearing in the next day, and the Supreme Court judgment came, and that was it. PDP became the governorship, became in charge of governor of Bayelsa State. That exactly is what will happen, because it's a joint ticket. Once one is affected, it affects the other.
If they go for that.
If they go for that. And that does not require 7 days, because it does not require calling of witnesses. It requires getting the certified true copies and the parties addressing the court on what the law says on that. Now, assuming you scale that second hurdle, there is the third hurdle, the issue of the non-committal forfeiture that will happen in the United States of America for $460,000. Was it fatal? Is it such that falls within the contemplation of our constitution that any person so convicted or so found guilty for anything, money laundering, blah, 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 should not aspire or should not be validly elected as our president? That again is sub judice. I can't stay here now and say this is the correct argument or the other one. But the parties are strongly contesting that is an issue. If it is so, it doesn't also require you to call witnesses from the 774 local government. No. All you need to do is someone, whoever can give you certified true copy of that judgment, which you're already seeing online, and get the parties to address the court. What is the legal effect of this on the candidacy of the APC? 1 week is enough for that. 1 day for this party, 1 day for that party, 1 day for that party. And the tribunal adjourns for 2 days and delivers judgment.
All your submissions so far point to the fact that the delays in resolving political issues as regards elections are caused by the lawyers themselves.
In some cases, yes. In fact, in most cases, yes. Because I'm not trying to blow the trumpet for our judges. They are there to do the work, and they are ready. Some of them sit till evening. You won't know, except some of us know that sometimes the tribunal sits on Saturdays and Sundays and sits even late into the night and are willing to do the job. But sometimes some of we lawyers come with all kinds of applications which they must listen to based on section 36 of the Constitution, which guarantees fair hearing. So that is what. But what we are calling for here is, that's why I used the initial word, judicial proactivity. That's the best word I can use for it. I can't say judicial activism. You don't want radicalized judiciary. But there can be judicial proactivism where the judiciary now takes the temperature, gauges the mood of the country, and say, wait a minute, we are not here for decoration. We are an independent arm of the government. We have the executive, we have the legislature, we have the judiciary. Elections have been conducted by the executives. The legislature has made the electoral acts that enable that election to go on. Now it is on our table as the judiciary. We have the final say, and we must say it as it is without hearing whose ox is God. If they have that attitude, they come up with practice directions, which they are entitled to, which they already have. Election petitions practice direction. They can amend it. The presiding officer can issue an order, amending it and saying, for this purpose, we are going to deal with these 3 issues within the next 3 weeks, within the next 2 weeks, within the next 1 week. Therefore, council, come tomorrow, prepared to address us on X, Y, Z. It's only when these 3 fail that you now talk about calling witnesses from all the states that some of the candidates claim they had more votes. The PDP candidate claimed he got more votes in Adamawa than was accredited to him. He got more votes in Rivers than was accredited to him. The Labour Party candidate claims that he got more votes in Lagos, more votes in Rivers, more votes in Plateau, more votes in Kaduna that was credited to him. And that if those votes are actually returned back to Labour Party, like the case of Lagos where the PDP person even came on air and said Labour Party got 955,000 votes, but they were given 550 votes. Now, if those 400 votes they are calculating is all given back to Labour Party claims that it got majority of lawful votes in the election. PDP claims so. APC also claims so. So that is the one that may require you to call witnesses, look into IREB, as you said, look into, the details of beavers. But we don't, and we must not get to that. If any of these 3 issues I have mentioned comes out successful, so the tribunal can, because of the mood of the country, where you see people feel restless. And let me tell you why it's very important. Section 13 of the Constitution. Let me read it for you, so that you understand why most Nigerians are feeling the way they are feeling, as to why the tribunal should adopt a very proactive attitude to this. I read section 13 of the Constitution. It says, it shall mandatorily, it shall be the duty and responsibility of all organs of government and of all authorities and persons, organs of government including judiciary, and of all authorities and persons exercising legislative, executive, and judicial powers to conform to, observe, and apply the provisions of this chapter of this Constitution. And what does this chapter say? The next one, chapter 14, section 14, says, the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be a state based on the principles of democracy and social justice. Now, what is the social justice here? If 3 people have contested election and the result has been declared, and that result, the law allowing the announcement of that result provides for that result to be subjected to scrupulous judicial ventilation, and parties have gone to court. Do you not, is it not just, is it not mandatory by section 13 and 14 for the tribunal to expedite, when it has power so to do, to expedite and come to a decision before any of these 3 people are sworn in? I mean, is it not just? Is it not social? We are all 3 contesting for something. You've been declared, and I feel wrongly you shouldn't. She feels wrongly you shouldn't. Why? And there is enough time. There is 2 months. There is even more than 2 months for this issue between the 3 of us to be resolved, so that if it's yours, we all congratulate you and wait for the next 4 years. If it's yours, the whole country moves forward. Well, because right now, there's anxiety, there's agitation. Even investors are waiting.
Mr. Numudu, we do not have 2 months now to swearing in.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Right now, I think today is already the...
No, I was talking about from when the election was conducted.
Indeed. So the 8th of May was... today is the 8th of May. That's where we are now. Yeah. I think we have about 21 days or so.
21 days.